Hey, Sam. Welcome.
What's going on?
Our first question for Sam will come from Ross Martin.
Hey, Sam, can you kind of take us into the fourth quarter when you saw the defense getting stops and kind of the momentum switching, maybe it started in the third or the fourth, or when you kind of knew that the momentum was swinging back towards y'all's way with the defense making stops and y'all making plays on offense?
Yeah, I mean that was the main thing. Our defense was just stepping up. They really bowed down. The thing about this team is we had so many opportunities to quit today. We were down by, I think, 21 points in the second half, and I think a lot of teams would have just quit, and just kind of folded over and just try to get the game over with. But we just kept fighting back on both sides of the ball. Defense was getting some key stops, and we were making some big plays on offense. So it's really just a great team effort. I'm just proud of the way we were able to fight back.
And how good was it to see Daz get back into the offense with some scores there?
Yeah, it was great to see. He hasn't had the year we kind of expect him to have this year just because of schematic things, the way the defense had been playing. So it was good to see him have a breakout game. He's a great player, and he really is capable of doing that every single week. So it was definitely great to see him do that.
Thanks.
All right, back over to Bridget Condon.
Hey, Sam, congrats on the win. We know that you're not a, individualized player. You're always focused on team wins, and we've seen you put up some big numbers throughout the season and not get those wins. So what does it feel like today to have that record-setting performance, but also be able to celebrate a win with your teammates?
Yeah, I think the main thing is just celebrating that win, like you said. We really don't care what it takes as long as we get it done. The performance, it don't really matter who has all the touchdowns as long as we get the win. But yeah, it definitely is. It feels good, just the type of game we had on the offensive side of the ball. The O-line did a really good job from all four quarters to keep me protected and did a good job in the run game. And our receivers and our backs made some really good plays, and our tight end. So it was just a great offensive effort.
Back over to Andrew Jones, please.
Hey, Sam, in basketball, when a guy has a big game, they'll say sometimes they were feeling it afterward. They were feeling it from wherever they were hitting all their shots from. As a quarterback, when you're having the kind of game that you were today, is there a point where you're just kind of feeling it out there?
Yeah, I think you could say that. I think just as an offense as a whole, we kind of just got into a rhythm. Everyone was making plays. The O-line was holding up front, and we were making some really big plays. So, yeah, I think just as a whole on offense, we were just feeling it for most of the game. I think we had a slow start there in the third quarter, but other than that, we were as an offense, we were feeling it the whole game.
How about for you personally when you're throwing the ball? Was it just maybe a little different for you today, just kind of feel a little different earlier, and you just kind of were able to maintain that throughout?
I wouldn't say it was much different. I think the main thing was, we just had a lot of guys that were making plays. Coach Longa had a really good plan, and we went out there and just try to just complete the plan that he had for us. And, things started working for us early on, and it continued throughout the game.
Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Our next question comes from Dina King.
Congrats, Sam. I'm going to ask you about you running the ball. You made a couple great plays today, especially on that 20-yard touchdown. What did you see on that play?
We had a couple things on that play. They took away our running back swing play, and we actually had a quarterback draw play called on that. And, our O-line did a really good job. The hole was wide open. So I just tried to make a couple guys miss and just try to get in the end zone, just try to make the play to end the game.
Thank you.
All right, Brendan Marks, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, thanks so much for taking the time. Congrats on the win. Mac had mentioned that you guys have talked a little bit about legacy and that ultimately, quarterbacks are sort of judged on how many games they win. What does the word legacy mean to you, and how do you think this game will change yours in Chapel Hill, obviously with many more games still to play?
Yeah, legacy definitely means a lot to me. I worry more about it as a team, how we're going to be remembered as a team. I think, like I said earlier, we had so many times in this game where we could just quit. We faced a lot of adversity in this game, and I think this team just kept fighting back and just kept battling back, and we found a way to win at the end. So I think that just shows the type of team that we are. So that's really just what we talk about. We just want to be remembered as a team that's going to fight all four quarters and just try to win a lot of football games, and that's what we did today.
Thank you.
All right, Luke DeCock, go ahead.
Sam, you've mentioned the team and the comeback and all that, but you also did something today statistically that nobody in the history of football at the school has done. And as someone who kind of appreciates, their role in this school and grew up here, does that mean something to you to kind of put a marker in the record book that belongs only to you?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely means something to me. I just I put a lot of time and I put a lot of work into my craft and trying to be a really good player. So, I mean, really, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that God led me to this university and blessed me with the people I have around me and just blessed me with the ability to go out there and play the game that I love. So I'm really just thankful. I'm blessed, and all the glory goes to God. But, yeah, it definitely feels pretty good just to accomplish things like that.
All right, over to CL Brown.
Sam, where does this comeback rank in terms of others in your career? Like in high school at any time, did you ever face as big a deficit as today?
I don't think we ever faced a deficit like this in high school. I can't remember. So, yeah, it's probably one of the best comebacks I've been a part of. Just the way we kept fighting on both sides of the ball. Defense gave us some key stops there at the end and just allowed us to go down and take the lead. So, yeah, I'm definitely just proud of the way we kept fighting today and we're able to come all the way back.
And kind of getting back to that word legacy, is there a person or is there a standard that you kind of hold yourself to that you could say that you're kind of chasing in the sense that, I don't know, maybe LeBron is chasing Jordan for championships and that kind of thing? Like, is there a person you look at in that same kind of vein?
No, there's no one in particular that I look at. I just try to be the best player I can be. I don't try to worry about what anyone else is doing. I don't worry about what any other quarterback is doing across the country. I just try to put the work in every single day and try to be the best player I can for this team.
All right, Sam. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.